So I'm in Aldi's now and I'm getting supplies to be able to make some delicious food in the air fryer using Aldi products like we did in the making of our air fryer cookbook. Not everything in our air fryer cookbook was used using premium ingredients. We did a shop at Aldi's and the photos you see in the cookbook for the potato wedges and the halloumi fajitas as well as the baked potato bar are all made using Aldi produce. So I wanted to come back here and show you what you can do with Aldi stuff. So I've just finished at Aldi and this is what I've managed to grab. I took my air fryer cookbook with me because I hadn't quite decided which recipes I was going to do, so I've taken that with me. I'm going with a whole chicken because they're amazing in the air fryer and Aldi's are amazing. I've got peppers there, halloumi there, ready to do the halloumi fajitas because they're delicious in there. I'm totally hooked at the moment on this soft cheese, so I'll be using that with the mince to make Dom's pizza, and then we've got cheese there for the pizza. These dough balls here Kyle's got us hooked on and they're just delicious in the air fryer and just like our pull apart bread, and some lovely baked potatoes, and they'll be brilliant. You can use them for baked potatoes, but we're using them for potato wedges. I can't wait to get home and make these in our air fryer to celebrate the launch of our air fryer cookbook and how cheap air fryer cooking is. Remember, the cookbook's now down to just a tenner and you can pre-order your copy on Amazon. I find Aldi is great value for money, especially if you're trying to budget when it comes to cooking. And many people have now bought an air fryer to save money as well, so it's just a brilliant winner. So during the making of the cookbook, I asked if we could actually photograph using some of the Aldi produce, just to prove that it still photos well and there's nothing wrong with Aldi products. So now if I turn into the cookbook, I'm looking for the wedges. Oh, there they are. So those are our air fryer potato wedges, and they were actually done using these same style of potatoes from Aldi. So I just want to show you, I've been back to Aldi, got some more stuff, and now I want to show you just how easy it is to cook the potato wedges in the air fryer. So what you will need, well, beyond our beautiful air fryer cookbook, of course, is some potatoes. I've got a big bag here. Of course, I'm not doing all of them. I've just been to Aldi's last night. I've got some Cajun seasoning. I know many of you also cheat and use you can cheat and you can use Cajun seasoning like we are, or you can use fajita seasoning. Both of them will give a lovely similar taste, or just a Tex-Mex one will be fine as well. Salt and pepper and some extra virgin olive oil. I'm all about saving money, so I haven't got any fajita seasoning in at the moment, so that's why I'm using the Cajun one. And then big bag of potatoes is brilliant. I always, when I'm doing wedges, tend to focus on potatoes I've just bought because you're having the skin and you don't want all the rubbish from the skin. So you can do like 3 large potatoes if you want, depending on how many people you're cooking for. And then, and the easiest way to do it when you're doing really big baking potatoes into wedges is to cut down the middle and then make them into wedges. Then if you don't want wedges that big, chop them in half, and then you've easily created some smaller wedges. Or if you do want bigger ones, simply go down the middle like this, and then you've got huge wedges there as well, depending on what potatoes you've got. So as you can see, they're coming together nicely. And then the last one, like I said, this one's the perfect size for wedges. And then that's the last one, of course. So as you can see, that's a big portion of them there. And it just shows that if you're feeding more people, using a bigger portion by using the the baked potato size is just brilliant. So that's a good example there. And then once you've done that, ready for seasoning. Salt. Loads of pepper. And then, like I say, whatever you've got in, Cajun seasoning is the norm, where obviously because most people do Cajun potato wedges, but you can use fajita seasoning if you're making some fajitas. You can use Tex-Mex, whatever you want. And add as much or little of that as you want. It depends on how spicy you like it. And then extra virgin olive oil. And then it's just a case of getting your hands in. As you can see, it's starting to get that colour. These potatoes made more than I thought they would, so my bowl could probably have been a bigger one. And I'm thinking I'm going to add some more of this to add some more colour. Depends how much you like your spices. So as you can see now, we're getting a lovely colour to it. So as you can see, look at the colour on those. Hands wiped, and now we're ready for tipping them into the air fryer basket. So if you look there, that's a good size portion. Perfect for dinner. We like them with some air fry wings. And we're going to start with 15 minutes at 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit. And we've beeped. So they've done the first 15 minutes. We're going to give them a shake, put them on for some longer. So these are what they look like so far. And then they're ready to go back on. So same temperature. And 10 minutes. And we've beeped. And wow, these are looking nice. And now what you're looking for is for the potatoes to be fork tender like this. And like that. And then your focus now is to make them lovely and golden. So what I recommend, spray with olive oil, back on. And now we're going to increase the temperature, 200 Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit, and then a cook time of just 5 minutes. And we've beeped. Wow, look at those. They look fantastic for potato wedges cooked in the air fryer. Just have a look at the crisp on that. That is amazing. The smaller ones and the ones with the more skin on do the best. But it just depends on how you like them. Bearing in mind, these are really big potatoes. And also, the amount of potatoes we used to how much we paid for the big bag of potatoes. For this big portion here, it works out at just over 40p, which I think is brilliant. So don't forget to pre-order yourself a copy of the Air Fry Cookbook, available in both hardcover and paperback. And it's just brilliant for getting to know your air fryer. It's got 140 easy to follow everyday recipes. No fancy recipes that is just going to remain never cooked. It's everyday stuff like cooking chicken, chips, frozen food, and all your other favourites. And of course, if you pre-order it now and you live in the UK, you're paying just £10 because it's on a pre-order price right now of just a tenner. As well as this, there's calories included in all of the recipes, making it easy for you if you're calorie counting. There's a fantastic vegetarian and vegan section if either of those diets apply to you, and it's just a brilliant all-rounder from us air frying for 10 years. So these are the garlic and cheese garlic balls that I'm in love with from Aldi, and these are brilliant because the best bit about them is they come on this lovely tray, and the great thing about this tray is it's the perfect size for the air fryer. So you could actually reuse this tray or keep this tray, and then you know what size tray that you should be using in your air fryer. And we just love this kind of thing, and it just perfectly fits. Let me show you just what a perfect fit it is for the air fryer basket. I mean, look at that. That is just brilliant. I absolutely love that. And then when you're cooking things like this in the air fryer, you can do them with cheese, without cheese, and they're just perfect for serving with some of our air fryer lasagna. So, turn your air fryer on, and then you're looking for a temperature of 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, and a cook time of just 6 minutes, and then press start. And we've beeped. Let's check on them, shall we? Oh, and wow. That is garlic bread deliciousness in the air fryer. And I'm sorry, but a lot of people slate Aldi, but they do some brilliant things, and it's perfect for even on those nights where there's just one of you and you just can't be bothered to cook, and you can just grab a pack of those and cook them for just that short time in the air fryer. It's just brilliant. And these are them, now they've had a chance to cool down a bit. Just see how delicious and amazing they are. I think these are absolutely lovely. They're perfect for something cheap from Aldi for dinner. So in our vegetarian category, I'm absolutely loving these halloumi fajitas. They're just brilliant. And it's also the only time I saw a trick in the studio, and that's when they used a ramekin to hold this wrap in place. So you know to do that when you're making them, or just make them as you eat them. But what's great about these is we made these with Aldi ingredients. And if you're wondering about price, £2.50. That's how much it'll cost you to make halloumi fajitas for the two of you. Just the peppers and the halloumi come in at just £2.50 in Aldi. I think that's brilliant, and I'm yet to find halloumi from a supermarket that I like more than Aldi's. I always buy Aldi's. And then as well as that, you just need some onion, some olive oil, some seasonings, etc. So it's a really, really cheap meal to do. You don't have to be a vegetarian to enjoy it. I think that's the thing. I used to be a vegetarian, and I still love vegetarian food. And when I'm out, I will choose something with halloumi over something with chicken. It's just lovely. And of course, mix and match. If halloumi isn't your thing, and you do want some meaty fajitas, you can just swap the halloumi for chicken, shredded beef, pork, whichever floats your boat. So we're starting with some peppers. I love the rainbow of peppers and how lovely it looks when you've got different peppers. So that's one green one. And then last but not least, the red one. And then I like to have a bowl ready. And you can make a bigger version of this as well if you're feeding 4 people, just to add more peppers in, because this is quite a lot of peppers in here already, so it's a good sized portion. And it's lovely for the rainbow colours of the peppers as well. And then once you've done the peppers, I'm adding in some red onion. red onions are always so nice in some fajitas. This is an old one from Aldi that's been in the fridge for a bit that I've kind of forgotten about. And then once you've done this, and you've got your onions and your peppers in a bowl, then you can start doing your halloumi. So for this is the halloumi we're using. It's the halloumi from Aldi, and like I say, it's brilliant. I just love this halloumi. So first of all, let's get it opened. I'm using the packaging for my peppers for somewhere to put all the liquid, because there's quite a lot of liquid in the halloumi. Look at it, oh, it's coming out everywhere, look. So if you look, that's how much liquid you end up with in a pack of halloumi. So I'm just going to put that to one side. And then what I recommend you do is grab yourself some of your favourite kitchen towel and then just dab dry your halloumi, because when you dab it dry like that, it takes some of the water off it, and it also makes it easier to make nice and lovely when it's air fried in the air fryer. So to one side. Now it's time to add your halloumi. I always go for quite thick slices because halloumi breaks really easily in the air fryer. Kind of think the slices you would do if you were doing spam fritters. So as you can see, that's broken on its own naturally, and so is that. And then that just needs a slice down it. And then that is your final one. So that's one pack of halloumi. I find halloumi is quite salty, so I prefer just to use that amount of halloumi when I'm making fajitas, but you could do 2 bags if you prefer. And then olive oil into your bowl, salt, pepper. No, I'm salting and peppering the veggies and not the halloumi, because the halloumi is naturally quite salty. Then add in your fajita seasoning, give it a good mix. So then that's salted those, and then I add in these, and then I add a little bit more seasoning so that the halloumi gets some, and then you can add in a little bit more olive oil. And then go again, but do it gently because you don't want the halloumi breaking as you're mixing it all in. And then you're looking to make sure there's not bits with loads of fajita seasoning on. But look at that, doesn't that look fantastic and perfect for now air frying? I'm just going to quickly give my hands a quick wash and then we can put them on. So I've given my hands a wash and I've tidied up some of the peelings, and now it's time to get the air fryer basket out. Just now load everything up, spread it all out, and then it's time to close the air fry basket and get them on. So turn your air fryer on. You're looking for 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, and a cook time of 12 minutes, and then press start. And we've beeped, so let's check on our halloumi. Wow, doesn't that look brilliant? That's how simple it is to do halloumi fajitas in the air fryer, and just look how crispy and gorgeous the halloumi goes. It's just absolutely amazing. Let me show you it close up there. Oh, I just love it. Absolutely love it. You can put it on for a couple more minutes depending on how brown you like your halloumi and how crispy you like your peppers, but I love it just like that. So these are the ingredients that you need for a mixer. You need some of your mince. So you need mince, your soft cheese, salt and pepper, some mixed herbs. You can use just basil or just oregano instead, or whatever you prefer. Italian seasoning also does a brilliant job. And the idea here is that you're mixing the mince in with the cream cheese. pizza base, so you can rinse and repeat this with any of your favourite pizza toppings. Get your hand in so that it's like when you're making a pizza dough, and then you want it to form a nice ball. And because of the amount of meat in this, it is actually really filling, more so than a regular pizza. And as you can see there, it looks absolutely amazing, and it's just ready now so that we can start lining the air fryer. And then the foil becomes your pizza oven tray. So I recommend folding it over and lining it to the shape of your air fryer basket. As you can see, we're using our Cosori air fryer, so it's very much a square air fryer, but I know there's some air fryers that are round, so you'll need to adjust it. And then pop it in there like that. And then once you've done this, it's time to add your mince to the air fryer. Now it's the art of pushing it all down to make sure it all sticks. Oh, and wow, doesn't that look fantastic? So after a quick hands wash, we're adding a layer of the tomato sauce to go over your pizza, and then we'll be able to get it on in the air fryer. So just use the back of the spoon to spread it all out. And then once you've done that, it's ready for air frying. I'm looking for 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit and 10 minutes. And then press start. And we've beeped. So let's see how the meat is doing so far. And wow, that's looking lovely. So you're doing this first so that the meat underneath can have a good starting point. And then after you've done this, you can add on your cheese and any toppings that you want. You could make yourself a Hawaiian pizza if you wanted. If you like your meat, there's nothing stopping you making a meat feast. But we tend to do ours more margarita-like, so we'll top ours with loads of cheese and usually some tomatoes as well. So there's the cheese layer. And then I love cherry tomatoes or any small tomatoes on top of the pizza. These are just some spare ones we found in our fridge that we've forgotten about. And I'm loving the colours on them. Spray with some olive oil, I don't know why I said that. And now a sprinkle with some oregano or some mixed herbs, Italian seasoning or whatever you have. And now it's ready to go back on. So place it back on. And you're looking for 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, for another 7 minutes or until the cheese is fully melted. And then press start. And we've beeped. So let's check on our meatsa, shall we? Let's see what Dom's meatsa is really like. Oh, wow. Isn't that a cheese fest? Oh, wow. I'm absolutely loving that. And the thing about it is that there's not actually that much mess in your air fryer because you've got it on the foil, and then you just need to leave it about 5 minutes to cool enough, and then you can slice it up and enjoy it. Right, it's had time to cool a little bit, and let's slice in and see what it looks like, shall we? Oh wow, all that melted cheese. Talk about food heaven. Absolutely looks fantastic. I mean, look at that. Now that is low carb heaven. And this is what we do normally when we've got some leftover mince in our fridge that needs using up and we just want something simple for dinner. We'll make this. It's just absolutely delicious. And I would say it's definitely in my top 5 of what Chef Dom makes me for dinner. So one of the things that I absolutely love in our air fryer cookbook is the step-by-step instructions. You get a glimpse of this on the back page of the cookbook with our whole roast chicken dinner. wait until I flick through and I give you an example of doing the chicken. So this is the meat and chicken section. And then this chapter starts with air frying a whole chicken. Step-by-step instructions, and you can just use any regular chicken you want in the air fryer. And to prove of the cost of living crisis and our air fry cookbook, I call our air fry cookbook cheap because you can cook a lot of recipes in here on the cheap. And this is an Aldi's chicken. So I'm just going to show you how to follow our step-by-step recipes and to cook a whole chicken in the air fryer. So the whole chicken we're using is the large British one from Aldi's. Note that in the cookbook we're using a medium one. You'll be able to see from the video here of how ours fits in the air fryer basket to the one on the photos. And then what I've noticed is when it's a large chicken, it needs 50 to 55 minutes. A medium one is about 45 minutes. So keep an eye on it and see how it's doing. I just love the size of the Aldi ones. And what I'll do is I'll buy these chickens in bulk whenever I'm in Aldi, because I'm not in Aldi every day. And then what I can do is I can then freeze the other ones, and then whenever our family fancies a whole chicken, I can just grab them from the freezer whenever I want one. And then we've also got instructions in the cookbook on how to cook these whole chickens from frozen as well, which will be helpful if you are bulk buying like us. And then give it a spray. You always cook your chickens in the air fryer first, breast side down. This is what makes an air fryer chicken so amazing. It is because you're doing half and half on the cook time. And when you cook them just breast side up, like in the oven for the whole cook time, they're not very moist and they don't live up to the reputation that air fryer whole chickens have. So salt, pepper, obviously olive oil to help it stick, and then whatever herbs you fancy. This is one of my jars of mixed herbs and it's just brilliant for using in the air fryer. That's my never-ending jar. It's just a scruffy jar I have about, and it's just regular mixed herbs. Sometimes I swap it for bouquet garni, but similar thing. So then once you've done that, I'm just going to give my hands a quick wipe and then we can get it in. So open up your air fryer basket. I'm using my Philips air fryer, but any of them will do that will hold a whole chicken. I know not many of them will. I mean, the small ones won't. You can tie the legs, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I tie the legs when I've got a much smaller one in the air fryer and it's going to move about a lot, but as you can see from this, it isn't going anywhere. And then place the chicken in, and then turn on your air fryer, and then you're looking for 190 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, and we're going all the way up 25 minutes. And then we do 25 minutes this side and then turn it over to cook on the other side, and then press start. So the chicken has beeped. And wow, look at the lovely colour on that chicken already. Doesn't it look absolutely fantastic? Oh, I just love chicken in the air fryer. So now, next job is to get your fork in the cavity and then use this to turn the chicken over. And then if you look there, get your fork under, and then it helps you get it in position without actually burning yourself. Remember how hot these chickens are. It's up to you if you use spray on the other side. It doesn't need it for me because it's still got its fat on there from the way it's cooked. So salt, pepper, and then some more mixed herbs. And then just give it a good seasoning. And then we can put it back on. And then we're going to do 25 minutes again on the other side. And that will lead to 50 minutes in total, because we've added another 5 minutes because it's a large chicken. And this is just cooked air fryer whole chicken using an Aldi's chicken. I must say the most cooked food we've cooked out of everything in the air fryer is a whole chicken, and I'll tell you, it'll become your favourite food as well. It's just so brilliant. And I've checked prices and I've noticed Aldi's is the cheapest right now with whole chickens. They're very tasty and you're just going to love it in the air fryer. So don't forget to pre-order yourself a copy of the air fryer cookbook, available in both hardcover and paperback, and it's just brilliant for getting to know your air fryer. It's got 140 easy to follow everyday recipes, no fancy recipes that is just going to remain never cooked. It's everyday stuff like cooking chicken, chips, frozen food and all your other favourites. And of course, if you pre-order it now and you live in the UK, you're paying just £10 because it's on a pre-order price right now of just a tenner. As well as this, there's calories included in all of the recipes, making it easy for you if you're calorie counting. There's a fantastic vegetarian and vegan section if either of those diets apply to you, and it's just a brilliant all-rounder from us air frying for 10 years. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter, where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.